Hey, today's practice is going to leave your hips feeling like they went to the spa. It's all on the floor. You're going to love this practice. Your hips are going to feel like putty when we're done. So get yourself a yoga strap, maybe a blanket, and let's get started. Hello, hello, hello. Let's begin today on our backs. Take a yoga strap, have it close by, because we're going to need it in a few moments. But we're going to start today, emphasis on hips for this practice. We're going to start in a supine figure 4. And you can do that a number of ways. You can take your right ankle across your left leg and draw your legs towards you and interlace your hands around the back of your left hamstring. Now, if you do that and you notice that your shoulders are rounding upward, no problem at all. That's where you take this yoga strap, place it behind the left leg, and then draw your legs towards you. And as you can see here, I can really drop my shoulders down onto the mat if I'm holding onto the yoga strap. That being said, you might not want that. You might want to actively encourage your shoulders to drop down by muscularly drawing them back as you're in this beautiful hip opening practice. So this is lateral hips. We're opening up the external rotator, and you might feel it in the glutes. You might feel it in the outer hip on the right side, and the right toes are pulling back towards the right knee. So give yourself a good couple, 3-4 breaths here just to settle in. You can relax your left foot, but have your right toes pulling back towards the right knee. Relax through your face, your forehead, just letting all the muscles that don't have to work, really give them a break. In this way, we act efficiently, physically, emotionally, and mentally in our own bodies. So important so that we're not depleted, so we haven't spilt energy out where it doesn't need to be. We're just containing it and working our best in alignment with our highest good. So we're here for 5 more breaths. Keep working the shoulders down, remembering that hips and shoulders, very related. I mean, the whole thing, right, is related, but when the hips feel tight, the shoulders are going to round. It's just kind of how the body is constructed. So knowing that's our structure, we're working to advance and enhance the experience of our total integrity, the total experience of being in your body. So here we go. 2 more breaths here. Feel the breath. Don't just breathe. You want to bring yourself internal. One of the limbs of yoga is pratyahara. That's turning your senses inward. And sometimes we can do that simply by closing our eyes and feeling interoceptively our own breath. Nice. And when you finish that last exhale, drop that left foot on the floor. Keep your figure 4 configuration and then drop the whole kit and caboodle over to the left. So your right foot's on the floor. You're still in a figure 4 type of shape. Left outer thigh, your left outer seam of your leg is on the floor. And that also your calf, your left calf. Now, if this bothers the right knee at all, if you're really tight in the external rotators today, you're going to feel this potentially pulling in the knee. So in that case, walk your right foot behind the left leg and you'll still get the same benefits. If it feels okay to put the right foot out in front of the left thigh, that's fine too. So you get to pick always. And then the right arm is out to the side, so you can see it's a little bit of a twist. Take your left hand and gently press your right leg away from you. So you're using your left hand to help lever and leverage the stretch. You might feel it in the lower abdomen. You might feel it in the psoas on the right side, from where the lower right ribs live to the right frontal hip bone. So you're just allowing that space in. Let your shoulder blades relax into the mat. 3 more breaths. Breathe all the way down into that root chakra. So you're bringing that breath all the way in and down to the perineum. Relaxing through the jaw, letting anything else that's tensing go. Really nicely done. And then we're going to come back through center. And from here, we're going to just take that left ankle across the right. And we're going to repeat this on the left side. So you might notice the left side's tighter or looser than the right. So plan accordingly with whatever you're doing with your hands. So it's either yoga strap or interlacing hands at the back of that right leg. Here, the right foot is relaxed and the left toes are drawing back to the left knee. And then let in a full breath, really relaxing. And if it feels super tight, you might notice that your neck is just slightly coming into a flexion. And you want to just drop the chin down so that the neck is neutral. Your spinal column from the cervical all the way down to your lumbar spine is pretty neutral in this pose. If you're finding that you just can't drop the chin down without too much strain, if there's a little bit of strain, then I'd pop a blanket under the back of your head or a low pillow, and that's going to help. You won't exactly be in neutral, but what you're going to be doing is supporting yourself, and that's really important. Draw your legs a little closer towards you. Flex your left toes back. Nice. Let's take 5 more breaths here. In and out through the nose. Feeling the breath. Feeling the sanctity of dropping your consciousness back into your body. And then release your hands or the yoga strap, and then bring the entire thing over to the right. So the left foot is on the floor, right outer hip, right outer leg is on the floor, left arm can reach to the left, and then your right hand goes to gently nudge the left leg away. So you're gently pressing that right hand into the left leg to create space between the lower ribs and the hips. A little more openness there. This helps with posture. This helps with the respiratory diaphragm, breathing. Such a beautiful, simple pose. Just check out the right shoulder and make sure it's not overdoing anything, right? We want it to be relaxed and soft. Take one more big breath here. And exhale the breath away and come on back through center here, placing both feet on the floor, both knees are bent. Take that yoga strap now and draw the right foot into your chest so you're kind of letting the right sole of foot look up at the ceiling. The right knee can come straight down towards your right armpit or even out to the right a little bit. And what we're basically doing here is increasing the fluid, synovial fluid, into that right hip socket. So that's going to feel really good as we move around throughout our day. So just relaxing into it, feeling like your right leg is creating a putty type of situation for your hips. A relaxing, opening, breathing situation. So good, so deeply, powerfully, and profoundly healthy. We'll take one more breath here, full breath in. And then as you exhale, go ahead and extend right heel to the ceiling. Drop your right toes to your right knee. Now, If this is too much, you just keep a little bend in that right leg, and then you can gently work the right heel straighter over time, or even over the course of this particular pose. Some of us need to kind of pump the knee and press the heel back and forth to kind of get all the nerves in the back of the leg to cooperate, and whatever it is. So you're finding these little subtle ways that you can help your body get to that place of letting go of the tension that gets stuck in our bodies. It gets stuck because of physical activity we do, or emotional things that we hold on to, mental formations that kind of stick. So we're trying to create a little less sticking and a little more flow, even though this is a static pose, right? So this type of static pose can really help you unwind. So from here, you guys, you can keep that right leg long as it is, and you can keep your left knee bent, or you can extend that left leg long. If you extend that left leg long, please keep it on the floor for this particular variation. Sometimes I teach this with the left leg up for core, but today we're just going a little deeper into releasing the hips. So we can do core, but we're not going to do it in this pose. No piggybacking of the core. Relax through your shoulders, dropping them down. Maybe you're even squeezing your shoulder blades slightly together at your back, and then letting them inch towards your hips. Pull abdomen in, flex your right toes down, and we'll breathe here, relaxing the jaw. 5. Hey, and if your left leg is long, would you push it really with some beautiful emphasis towards the baseboard in the room that you're practicing, or if you're outside, just press it away from you, away from your hips, so you've got energy moving through both legs. Excellent. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Let's hold that yoga strap into our right hand and drop that right foot over to the right. Left arm is out to the left. Press that right heel away. And you can even drop your right elbow to the floor if you like, or reach it up towards your right foot. Now, if you reach it to the right foot, just make sure that there's not any undue stress or tension gathering in the right hand or right arm or right shoulder. So you want that relaxed. So we don't have to go to tense up other parts of ourselves in order to release the inner groins here. Now, you know that putty type of situation I was mentioning in the beginning when we were bending that right knee in? Really go for that here, imagining that your hips are descending and dropping a little more snugly into the earth. As you do this, keep that left hip on the floor. And if it's just impossible to keep the left hip on the floor, like it just keeps lifting itself up, 2 quick fixes. One is draw the right foot in a little closer towards plumb line, towards the center. That's one way. The other is you bend that left knee and place that left foot on the floor, and that's going to give you this beautiful relaxing through the hips. So totally your call, always, and breathing here 5 more. This is such a good practice to do after heavy biking or running or a lot of walking or even lifting weights, especially lower body. This is really going to be kind of the tonic, the antidote. One more breath. Inhale. Nicely done. Let's bring it back through center and then bend that right knee in. Keep your right hand around the back of the right leg. Bend the left knee and then place your right knee up to the ceiling. So right knee is on top of the left. And then draw both legs towards you. You can take hold, if it's possible, of your big toes with your peace fingers, so the index and the middle finger, or if that's just not accessible, you can take your hands and reach around and hold on to your shins. And if that's not accessible, you can grab your yoga strap and place it around your feet. Now, if you do this last one, it still doesn't feel right. Go back to that first one, supine figure 4. If you have your hands on your legs or on your feet, then this is the next thing you're going to do. You're going to draw your legs slightly, your feet slightly towards your upper armpits, the upper part of your mat. Dropping chin, make sure it's not lifting up to the sky. It's not tucking in, it's just kind of getting to neutral so the back of your neck is long. And then from there, draw your legs or your feet slightly away from one another. And you can feel that's a little bit of the emphasis here. If it's too much, if you do those little emphasis cues that I'm suggesting, and it just feels like it just overwhelmed the system, no biggie, just go back to where you were without that extra emphasis and breathe there. If you have the yoga strap around your legs, you can breathe there, dropping your legs slightly more towards the floor and towards the top of the mat. Here, both sets of toes are flexed. Imagine that like a small dog or a big cat is sitting right on the top of your left knee. And that's going to help you drop down a little bit more. It's a beautiful image. You can go with anything you want. If you have sandbags, you can place them on there. But what you're doing is you're allowing the musculature in the outer hip to release down. So good. We'll take 3 more breaths here, please. Excellent. And then undo it. Both knees are into your chest. Feel how this slight rounding of the tailbone upward towards the ceiling can really bring a relief to your low back. Inhale. Good. Breathe it out. Exhale. Both feet. Place them on the floor. You can extend both legs as well, just for one full breath in Shavasana. Just keying into how that right leg is starting to feel. So it might feel a little more released. I feel like it's more alive. Somehow there's more kind of energy moving through it than in the left. So let's go give the left side a little love. Both knees are bent, feet are on the floor, and we're going to start with a yoga strap around the sole of the left foot. Draw that left knee into your chest. Left sole of foot looks up to the ceiling. Your shoulders drop down. Go ahead and squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another and then slightly down towards the bottom of the mat. And we'll take 2 more breaths here, really feeling breath. This particular pose might not be super sensational, but it's really a beautiful way, as we were saying on the other side, to let more fluid in, which is really great. Think about the Tin Man, right? Wizard of Oz. So here we are. This is how we oil the joints, and there are other ways too, but this is a real direct way. And then go ahead and from here and just extend that left heel towards the ceiling. It might straighten out the knee, it might not. You might have a micro bend in the knee. Wherever you land is beautiful. Stay there. No such thing as perfection. It's just all about that range of what feels healthy for you. And sometimes getting into that range is a little uncomfortable. It's not always comfortable to stretch parts of our body that feel tight. But the key that we want to be looking at, you guys, is does it feel like you're moving in the direction of wholeness, of integrity, and of health? And if that's a yes, then keep at it. If it's too much, then I'd bend the knee. Modify is so important so that your body gets the grounded message that this type of practice is one that is respectful of you, that amplifies your reverence for yourself and your journey. So keep extending that left heel upward, dropping the toes down. Relaxing through the face and the jaw. Sides of the neck, and 5 more breaths here. Feel into the back of your left leg. And you can extend that right leg long. And just notice, and you don't have to do it because you did it on the other side. Each side is different. So you feel like, what does this side feel like? Okay, we're moving in the direction of health. It's uncomfortable, but it's okay. Stay there. If it's painful or electric feeling, then that's not the direction we want to go in. So you're looking for that Goldilocks perfect porridge, even though there's no such thing as perfect, right? You're looking for that kind of warm feeling of relaxing, even if it's challenging. And 2 more breaths. Really big breath in. Beautiful breath out. Keep pressing through that right heel as you hold the yoga strap into your left hand and drape it over to the left. Right arm can go out to the right. Press that left heel away. If you want more, it's not necessarily dropping your leg all the way to the floor because that's going to lift that right hip up. So remember, we want that right hip close to the floor. If you want more, you're going to draw your left leg slightly towards the top of the mat. Aha. Yeah, and then it might drop slightly down. But the point is not to get that left leg all the way to the floor at all. Just structurally, that's not great for the right hip. It's too much strain on the SI joint. So we want to maintain that beautiful health in our low back and work towards that maintenance. And 3 more breaths here. Very nice. And then draw that left leg back to center. Release the yoga strap. You're going to take your hands around the back of that left leg, the left knee, and draw it in towards you so you're coming into Gomukhasana on your back. So it's a supine Gomukhasana. And then you're going to take your feet. You're going to hold onto your feet with big peace fingers, holding onto your feet with your peace fingers and laying back down. Or you can hold onto your shins, or use the yoga strap, or return to supine figure 4. Drawing your legs in a little bit more. Drawing your feet or legs away from you, away from one another, so they're going out to the sides of the room, and slightly upward towards your armpits. Breathe, really fill it up, and then spill that breath out. Good, 3 more here. Excellent. And then knees into your chest. Sway side to side, releasing through your low back. And then lengthen both legs long down the mat. Take a little mini Shavasana. Relax through your shoulders. And then bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, tip over to one side, and push yourself up to seated. Amazing. Both hands come together. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. If you enjoyed today's practice, make sure you subscribe and hit like on this video and tell your friends. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon.